時が来たから。いつも変わらぬ。Alright. We're finally here. And hey, tomorrow will be the anniversary. It will be October 4th for realsies. We're finally here. Episode 8. Twilight of the Golden Witch. Good morning. To think that this is goodbye brings me a great sadness as well. I have prepared a farewell party for this night. There will be a game tournament as well, so I ask that you participate with vigor. Like pepper, the difficulty comes in a tiny yet spicy grains. Why not participate yourself now at the very end? Alright, I will not cheat the quiz show. This story is very obviously fictional and fantastic in nature. Any resemblance to existing individuals, organizations, locations, or instances is entirely coincidental. Two silhouettes could be seen in the chapel. A big brother and a little sister. The big brother who would never return from that day 12 years in the past. And the little sister who waited all alone 12 years in the future. However, the big brother knew everything, understood everything, and the little sister knew nothing, understood nothing. So no matter how much time passed, the little sister remained as the girl she had been 12 years before. She remained as a 6-year-old girl forever. Her sobs into his chest finally subsided. She quietly waited for his next words. After patting her head gently, Big Brother fished around inside his shirt pocket. Then, he took that out. Are you listening, Angie? Take good care of this. What is it? A key? Ballard took a large key attached to a necklace out of his pocket. Then he held it out to Angie. It was large enough to cover his entire palm. And little Angie probably wouldn't be able to wrap her hand all the way around it. The key glittered gold and had a beautiful, intricate design. Its weight alone made it clear that this key was something very important. Ballard put the necklace around Angie's neck. This precious key is yours alone. What's it for? The time to use it will come soon. When it does, you'll have to decide for yourself. Understand? Of course, she didn't have a clue what Ballard was saying. But she did realize he was telling her to take good care of this key. So Angie nodded, at least in response to that part. In her hand, the key had felt heavy. However, now that it was around her neck, it felt as light as an ordinary necklace. How strange. Okay, let's go. Where to? She had been sure that her brother was about to sit down. After all, just a second ago, he said he'd tell her what happened on Rokkenjima that day. She expected him to tell her here. On that day, on that island, just what is it that happened? I thought you were going to tell me about that, Oni-chan. Absolutely, and you'll be given the chance to listen. However, to you, it may not feel as though you're merely listening to a story. What does that mean? What you really want isn't to know what happened on that island that day. So he does understand after what happened on that island that day. Trying to answer that question was all I was capable of, so I wished for nothing more. But if I could, I'd want to go there. To that island, on that day. To Rokkenjima on that day I couldn't go. To the Ushiromiya family mansion. To Mom and Dad. To all the cousins, all the relatives. and everyone else. I want to go back to the island on that day. So I remained the way I was on that day. My heart and soul stopped, stuck as a 6-year-old's forever. I want to go home. I know. Mom, Dad, Oni-chan, everyone. I want to go home to where everyone is. That's why I decided to invite you here. Huh? Your Oni-chan is the game master now. Only those who know everything about the game board can open it up and invite pieces in. So I'll invite you to come to the game board. You'll take me to Rokenjima on that day? That's right. I'll invite you to the Rokenjima of 1986. Will I be able to see everyone? Of course. Even though my memory is vague and I can't remember anyone's face clearly. You'll remember soon enough. And there'll be a reunion after 12 years for you. It'll only have been a short gap for us. Everyone will welcome you. When you finally return from the distant future, everyone will welcome you. Will I be able to stay there forever? This way, I can be with everyone forever. This is the goal I'm supposed to reach. Angie, listen to me carefully. The battler spoke in an admonishing tone, as though warning me this is a dream that wouldn't be granted. The Rokenjima family conference usually ends after a single night. Because of the typhoon of that day, the boat couldn't come and it lasted 2 nights. So when the typhoon passes, I'll have to leave the island again. Not exactly. That decision is yours as well, Angie. You'll decide that yourself. I understand, of course. I don't exist on the island on that day. It's a miracle just to be invited here like this. Just 2 days before the typhoon passes. Just getting those 2 days to myself is already the sort of miracle that will never come again. If I'm greedy enough to ask for more, that fate miracle might vanish. Even though I thought this, my young heart, which was still 6 years old, wasn't satisfied with such a short-lived miracle. I don't want to leave. I know. I'll be with everyone forever. I'll stay with my family. Even if Oni-chan says I have to head back, I'll stay on Rokenjima. You can stay or you can leave, but it's not as though one of those is the right choice. That's not how it works, Angie. Even so, you'll let me choose? Yes. That's what the key is for. Fowler touched the glittering key that hung from Angie's neck. I've already made my decision. You don't have to decide now. The time to choose will come soon. When it does, you must use your honest heart to choose how you'll use that key. You don't need to listen to anything your Oni-chan tells you. You're free to choose your answer in any way you like. However, you're a good kid and you can trust your Oni-chan. If I can. Believe everything Oni-chan says. I'll believe all of it. That will lead to the best choice for you. Listen to your Oni-chan's words and believe everything. Can you do that? I don't know. That's good enough. Believe whatever you want to. It's also a choice you can make. If I don't believe Oni-chan, will I wake up from this dream? That won't happen, so don't worry. For some reason, Angie was suspicious of her brother and scared of him. Her wish was to remain on the island on that day, together with her family forever. She was afraid that, when she got her miraculous 2 days, her brother might tell her to be satisfied with that and return to 12 years in the future all alone. I already told you, there's no right decision. You can go or you can stay. It's for you to decide, and you don't need to make your decision right now. And no one will force me to make either choice? Of course. And Oni-chan won't tell me to go back to the future? There's a choice that your Oni-chan wants you to make. Even so, Oni-chan wants to respect your decision and let you reach it of your own accord, regardless of what it happens to be. And I just told you, I've already made my choice. And I just told you, now isn't the time to choose. When will it be time? The key will tell you. The large gold key hung from Angie's neck. Her small hand held it tightly. At that moment, she noticed a book lying on the chapel's altar. The book had a lock on it and was sealed, so that it could not be read without a key. Angie looked between the key hanging at her chest and the book on the altar. Will this key unlock that book? Don't touch that book. His sudden forceful response made Angie flinch. Valor realized he had scared Angie and softened his expression. Come on, let's go. I'm inviting you to come back to October 4th, 1986. Okay. Valor held out his hand, and Angie gripped it tightly. Then they started walking. A brilliant light lay beyond the chapel's door. That blinding light peeked in through the cracks around the door. The brother and sister began to walk through to the other side. Welcome back, Angie. This will be the last time. I'm opening this Game Boy one last time. For you. Captain Kawabata's very much Rokijima cut across the sea in perfect form. Yes, the tale of October 4th, 1986 always begins with Valor screams. But this time one thing was different. There was another yell alongside Valor's. Valor was screaming. The other was laughing. Ball, ball, ball! No! Fun, fun, fun! Valor's face looks funny! Alongside the big brother who was grasping at the handrail and screaming in a way no one that age could scream was his little sister, also grasping the handrail and jumping around like it was a ride at an amusement park. George and the others just couldn't in their laughter at the difference. I guess Valor hasn't changed that much these past 6 years. He's as energetic as ever. Plus, Angie and Maria look more cheery than usual this year. Could this be the first time we've had all 5 cousins together? Oh, is it? I get it. That explains why it's noisier this year than any other year before. George! This is way too fast, right? I'm begging you, ask the driver to slow down before it's too late! This is too fast! Valor's so pathetic! I want to go faster! Faster, faster! Any faster than this, I'll fall right off the boat! Will that make you happy? I'm gonna fall! Going by popular vote, I'd have to say that Valor's proposal is rejected! Look out, Onichan! Look, you're gonna fall! Scaredy Cat Valor needs to be punished! Tickle time! Wait! Stop, Maria! You too, Angie! No! Thank goodness. I was worried about Angie's health, but it'd be too sad to leave her behind at home. I'm glad we decided to bring her anyway. Wasn't she very sick shortly before you left? She was all better this morning. Kids can be so incredible sometimes. She's the kind of person whose health takes a hit when she's stressed. It's not that strange for people like that to get all better when the big day finally comes. She must have really been looking forward to playing with all 5 of the cousins together. Just watching them play together makes you feel charged with energy, doesn't it? The adults smile as they watch the children play around. Angie, who had gotten very sick, and everyone who had thought would be absent, made a miraculously recovery. I think I messed up. Let's try that again. Angie, who had gotten very sick, and who everyone had thought would be absent, made a miraculous recovery. Thanks in part of her strong desire to join in, she had come along to the family conference with the others. So, the first time ever, all 5 cousins were gathered together. October 4th, 1986 became a day like no other. Oh my god! It's the battle of the 5 evils! Higurashi reference. Oh, I mean, there's some subtle ones around here. The kids dashed up the path leading from the harbor to the rose garden. They were probably so charged up that even walking was too boring for them. See that? First place! Valor was the first one to reach the rose garden, which was the goal. Apparently, he was trying to make up for the dishonor that he had suffered on the boat by proving his superiority on land. A short while later, Angie and Maria reached him in a dead heat. I'm second! I'm faster than Angie! No, you aren't! Mario Nichan cheated! I'm second! The 3-year gap between Angie and Maria was large, especially since both of them were growing kids. It was only natural that Mario was faster, but Angie seemed to be complaining about a shoulder bump at the start line. Mario Nichan cheated, so she gets last place! Teacher always says you get last place if you cheat, protested Angie. Come on, no need to fight. Still, both of you are really fast. It's been a long time since I've run that much. Ah, the breeze feels so nice. Are you out of shape, George? You know, anyone who has to run the race to make it before the bell... Let's make that. It's been a long time since I've run that much. Ah, the breeze feels so nice. Are you out of shape, George? You know, anyone who has to run the race to make it before the bell every day gets strong legs by default. In other words, being a fast runner is proof that you sleep in a lot. Oni-chan always sleeps in! He didn't wake up today either, so I had to wake him up, right? I stopped fall by a flying elbow. And that body flex from the top rope at the end just there about finished me. Sounds more likely to put you in an eternal sleep. Sounds fun! I want to do it too! I bet Oni-chan sleeps in tomorrow too! We'll wake him up together this time, okay? I recommend against staying up too late tonight. Finally, the adults came into sight. The cousins waved at them, urging them to hurry up. Angie and Maria were so excited they could hardly wait. Just by having all 5 cousins together, just by adding Angie to the group. Look at how energetic this day has become. Excuse me, the family members have arrived. So they made it. I must let Father know. Are they all in the guest house now? Yes. They will meet you here after they set down their luggage. Understood. Cannel, please show them the way. Channel, quickly get some tea ready. As you wish, madame. Father, it's me, Kraus. It's about time for you to get ready. After Kraus knocked on the door, it opened from the inside. Oh, Dr. Nanja. How is Father doing? No need to worry. He's changing as we speak. I think he's just a little nervous. Who are you calling nervous? No, I cannot find my favorite one-wing necktie pin! How many times must I tell Natsuhi? My possessions must never be moved without my approval! Apparently, Kinzo had been running around for some time, just because he couldn't decide on a tie and a tie pin. Kinzo, who felt that dignity of the family head must always be preserved, usually made a big deal about the head's attire being equally dignified. Oh my god! Listen to how that, when he was beating around looking for it, it synced with the music! Oh my god! Rheumatic match! Will he make it in time? Do you think you could give us just a little longer? We'll come down as soon as he's ready. Understood. I'm counting on you, Dr. Nanjo. Father, I must say that necktie pin looks splendid on you. This necktie pin, you say? This pin? The family conference is held but once a year. There shall be no compromise. I must have that necktie pin. Where is it? Where? Kinzo, you've already looked in that drawer 5 seconds ago. Besides, you own several splendid necktie pins. It's not stylish to select something fitting to match Fate's whim. Wait. Kinzo, you've already looked in that drawer 5 seconds ago. Besides, you own several splendid necktie pins. Is it not stylish to select something fitting to match Fate's whim? You think so? So I don't need to use the one-wing ego pin? As Kraus watched Nanjo calm Kinzo down, he started finding it hard to believe that this doctor wasn't his own mother. Well, it was always like this. He always makes a fuss when no one's looking, but when the time comes, he makes his decision with pride. After asking Nanjo to come down by lunch at the latest, Kraus snuck out of the study. What do you think? A splendid aroma, is it not? A unique one as well. I've never had pumpkin tea before. That little touch of sweetness makes it delicious. As one step in preparing the tea for the guests, Goda let Shannon try a bit first. Until then, Xiao had thought it'd be a bit outrageous for the servants such as herself to just drink the same thing as the family and their guests. However, according to Goda, that kind of thinking was a mistake. One must not serve something one does not know the taste beforehand. For example, when you visit a restaurant and a dish you've never heard of catches your eye, what are you likely to ask the waiter? How does this dish taste, correct? I see. So if the waiter says that he's never eaten it before, that would seem a bit odd. Precisely. As a matter of course, anyone serving their customers must be deeply acquainted with the taste of the tea and the food they serve. And you'll always feel happier serving that sort of tea when you've tried and enjoyed it for yourself. That's right. After tasting tea this delicious, I can't wait to let everyone else try it. And because of that, we servants must be very familiar with the taste of all sorts of food. That's why sampling food whenever I can is part of my job description. It's a perk as well as our job, you understand? Yes!
Everything is proceeding smoothly. Are there any problems with the tea?
Oh, Genji, you must try some as well. Seeing as it's almost Halloween, I decided to make some pumpkin tea.
Later, perhaps. The family will be arriving at the mansion very soon. It looks as though the children will be joining in.
Yes, sir. The cups are ready to go as well. At that moment, the kitchen's extension line started to ring. Genji, who was standing right beside it, swiftly picked up the receiver before the second ring. Xiao and the others always thought Genji looked like a samurai when he did this.
Understood. Take care when guiding me.
After giving that short response, Genji set the receiver down.
That was Cannibal. The relatives will be here shortly. The children are with them. Shen, Kumasawa, go serve them. Goda, hurry up with that tea.
Yes, sir! The family conference. It was the largest event of the year for the servants. They were all excited and determined to make it through together once again this year.
Kraus, I've led the relatives here. Oh, there you are! Were there any troubles on your trip here? Nissan, you've been doing pretty well for yourself lately, haven't you? Isn't it about time you brought a private jet?
After all, no one was in the plane with the family as usual.
I'm glad. Angie made it. I was still worried when I heard that she was too sick to come. Thanks for your concern. She suddenly got all better this morning.
My tummy ache went away! I run my tummy clockwise! Ah! That's a magical ritual to heal tummy aches! Now, Maria, quiet down.
Oh, is that Battle? You've grown so big! It's been 6 years, hasn't it? You've grown splendidly.
Well, I do keep getting bigger at least. Can't really say that about his guts, though. I'm just happy to learn that he's still the same old battler. Battler may still be bigger, but he's still Battler. This brat's always been terrified of falling off planes and boats and stuff. That must be Asuma's blood, right? When he was a kid, we went to theme parks. We always went on some of the wilder rides. It's probably what did it. Don't they have height restrictions for those? No, I don't mean that kind. You know those paddle boats and teacup rides, right? Looks like we took those a bit too rough back in the day. You've always gone a bit overboard on rides like that, Rudolph. I see. Poor Battler. Haha, poor Battler indeed. Still, it's comforting in a way. Even after all this time, nothing says battling like a fear of riding things. Oni-chan isn't scared of riding things, he's just scared of falling off them. Hey, stop running around! Maria, you're one of the big cousins now, right? Set a good example! Pardon me, I brought some tea for everyone. A pleasant aroma followed, shown as she came into the room, pushing a serving cart. Even Angie and Maria, who'd been running around in circles, sat obediently when they heard that drinks were here.
By the way, what's Dad doing?
He should be down here soon. He's been rushing about all morning trying to choose a tie.
You mean all that about choosing the attire suitable for the family head?
Father's always been picky about ties, hasn't he? It's just something he has a passion for. Staying stylish is a good thing.
And yet he always shows up wearing the same tie in the end.
The family members burst out laughing. The sweet scent of Goto's specially made pumpkin tea spread throughout the parlor, and the calm atmosphere grew. The family members burst out laughing. The sweet scent of Goto's specially made pumpkin tea spread throughout the parlor and made the calm atmosphere grew. Did I say smear again? Hold on. The family members burst out laughing. The sweet scent of Goto's specially made pumpkin tea spread throughout the parlor, and the calm atmosphere grew more cheery and excited.
Good. I was about to beat up my own clone.
Alright. Look, Mama! It's a pumpkin cookie for Halloween! Oh, that's right. The sweet scent is kabocha, isn't it? That's right. Today we have some special pumpkin flavored tea for you to try. It really is delicious, so I suggest you try some without sugar first.
Nay-san, watch your sleeve.
Wow, so kabocha tea really actually does exist. Koro really did his homework. Delicious. This is excellent. You can taste the kabocha's natural sweetness. Kabocha tea, huh? Still, kabocha always tastes best in tempura. Ah! It's pumpkin, not kabocha! Yeah, pumpkin is different from kabocha. This is pumpkin! Maria seemed to think the English word was more fitting for Halloween, but Lily and Angie thought kabocha and pumpkins were entirely different things. They're technically separate, though. I think so. Everyone laughed, but Angie, not knowing why she was being laughed at, cocked her head to one side discontently. Just when it looked like she was about to get in a bad mood and start grumbling, Maria started teaching her a cookie game, and Angie immediately became energetic with that distraction. Then the sound of approaching footsteps drifted in from the hallway. When the Liberales realized whose footsteps it must be, they straightened up. Those quick footsteps stopped for a moment, just outside the parlor door. As though someone was taking a deep breath and setting up a dramatic pause. Then the door exploded and opened as Kinzo yelled out loud with Genji and Nanjo standing behind. Happy Halloween! And trick or treat! Trick or treat! The cousin shouted back. The adults returned the greeting too, looking embarrassed and refusing to meet his gaze. Angie alone stood there with her mouth open, unable to comprehend what just happened. Welcome, my grandchildren! If you don't give me a treat, I shall trick you! Go ahead, Maria. Happy Halloween, Grandfather! I got you a really incredible one this year! You'll be surprised! Maria picked up a present that had been hidden behind a sofa. Come to think of it, all the relatives were now holding similar packages. Come on, Angie, you too. Give this to Grandfather. Kiri handed Angie a neatly wrapped present. Oh, Maria! You're always so thoughtful! Grandpa's so happy! rubbed his cheek against it.
Master, your dignity. Oh, that's right. You have pleased your grandfather greatly, my granddaughter. In return for the treat you have given me, I promise not to trick you at all this coming year.
Now it's your turn, Grandfather! If you don't give me a treat, I'll prank you!
Indeed, I'm well aware. Genji! Here.
Genji fished through something that looked like Santa Claus's sack and pulled out a present addressed to Maria, handing it over to Kinzo.
Here you go, Maria! Here's a present from me! I'm warning you. It's so cute! Such a waste to give it up to you! Master, dignity. This is a present from the Ushiramiya family head to Maria. It is a cute... an item worthy of the Ushiramiya family's dignity and grace. Take good care of it.
Thank you, Grandfather! I love you! Kiss, kiss!
Oh, Maria! My adorable granddaughter! Kiss, kiss!
By this point, even Genji had to give up on Kinzo's dignity. Still, the dignity of the family head had lasted a full 10 seconds longer than usual. Happy Halloween, Grandfather! This is for me. Happy Halloween! This one's mine. Hope you like it.
Oh, George! Jessica! I must thank you once again this year. I'm so happy.
With tears streaming down his face, Kinzo hugged George and Jessica.
Oh, and Bachelor too! I'm so glad you returned to the family. It's been so lonely without you these 6 years.
Well, anyway, happy Halloween! Not sure if you like it, though.
Don't worry, Battler. I know you have things you want to say, things you want to ask, but now is not the time.
Grandfather.
I am glad that you have returned to the Ushiromiya family. It makes me feel happy.
Slowly, Kinzo moved forward and hugged Battler. Battler drew back at first, but he understood Kinzo's feelings and hugged him back. Angie watched the scene played out, shocked. Was Ushiromiya Kinzo always this kind of person?
Angie, you're up.
Go on, give it to Grandfather. Okay. Angie didn't have a clue what was going on. She took the present her mother had given her and walked forward timidly. Kinzo's face, which had looked so cheery a second ago, suddenly became stern as soon as Angie stepped forward. No, it didn't become stern. That expression was the one always worn by the Kinzo inside Angie's mind. This was Ushiromiya Kinzo. He was fickle, short-tempered, and always wore a stern expression on his face. This was the most terrifying person in the Ushiromiya family. It felt as though the world suddenly went quiet, and it only did it when I stepped forward. Why? Why only for me? But isn't this how it should be? Isn't this the Ushiromiya Kinzo I expect? The Ushiromiya Kinzo I understand? I was like a puppet carrying a tea tray. I walked forward bewildered, the present held out in front of me, and stopped in front of Kinzo. Without letting his expression change in the slightest, Kinzo slowly reached out and touched the present.
Angie!
In an instant, Angie was caught in a firm embrace, present and all. Kinzo's white beard rubbed against her cheek. Grandpa! Grandpa is so happy! I'm so glad to be blessed with such lovely grandchildren. I feel happy. So happy the tears just won't stop!
Master, your nose is running. That, and your dignity.
Oh, Genji! Forgive me! As the old man blew his nose, he didn't look like he could possibly be anyone other than a kindly grandpa overcome with tears at his grandchildren's gift. Thank you, Angie! I heard that you chose to come even though you weren't feeling well at all. I'm so glad! Here, this is for you! He pressed a large gift box to Angie's chest. She finally realized that all of Kinzo's presents were wrapped differently, and in boxes of different sizes. I wonder what he got you, Angie. I hear that grandfather always personally chooses what he gives to each of us. Pretty incredible with all these people. He picks them himself? Every year? He does. What every year? He picks what himself? This bizarre ceremony happens every year. The cousins were all happily chattering about what their Halloween presents would be this year. Maria came up to Angie and suggested that they compare the weight of their presents, but for some reason, Angie just stared blankly. After that, the adults also handed their presents to Kinzo one by one, receiving a gift in return, along with considerate words about their health and questions about how they've been doing recently. And after watching to see all the exchanges that had been completed, Goda appeared and announced that lunch was ready. Ah, is it ready? Come, ladies and gentlemen, let us enjoy the splendid lunch that Goda has prepared for us. Quickly, to the dining hall!
This way, everyone. Follow me.
We'll carry your presents to your rooms in the guest house.
Please feel free to leave them here as you leave for lunch.
The relatives stood up, leaving their presents where they lay on tables and sofas, and followed Kinzo out of the parlor. Only Angie remained standing there stunned, as she clutched the present Kinzo had given her.
Somebody needs to edit that when Kinzo says that and be like, to the Batcave, and then the music plays.
Goda's lunches had never betrayed expectations before. When Hideyoshi said that these meals were the only reason anyone ever came to these family conferences, everyone laughed and nodded. The delicious food caused conversations to erupt all over the room. You've gotten so big. How have you been lately? Pretty good. It was a fun meal with everyone asking each other about the latest and laughing together. The Ushinomiya family sat at meals in a specific ranked seating order, so the adult siblings and cousins and spouses all sat in groups, so conversations brought up naturally. Angie had withdrawn slightly from the cousins' chat and was looking around the dining hall. What are Kinzo and the other adult siblings doing? Their conversations seemed to be peaceful and fun. Most of the time, the siblings were mothers and fathers of their own households. However, when they gathered together by themselves in front of the Kinzo, that burden was lifted from their shoulders, and they became young and bright as though they'd gone back to being kids again. Rudolph, who was usually an easygoing father, who had nonetheless had a sense of dignity, became so bright and cheery in this group that it almost looked like there was another battler. Even Kinzo looked peaceful and relaxed. He didn't say a word about money or the inheritance. In fact, he didn't even insult his children or call them incompetent. He just looked like a happy old man, genuinely pleased to have his whole family together for only this time this year. The groups of spouses was just as harmonious. Mother kept bringing up problems with education, and The mothers kept bringing up problems with education, household matters, as well as family health issues. Hideyoshi and Nanjo happily joined in on their conversation. And what about the cousins? There was no way such an enjoyable meal with a fun group of friends could fail to be raucous. Hold on, I just have to know. Nanjo and Hideyoshi are considered the moms! That's right, not Ava. Hideyoshi, male wife. Get yourself a Hideyoshi, folks. The ideal male. Seriously though, he is my favorite of the dads. Maria was in her element, showing off her knowledge of Halloween trivia. George and Jessica would nod in understanding. Ballard would say something stupid, and Maria would laugh at him. If I wanted, I could easily join in that conversation. And if the dessert caught my attention, I could easily slip out of the conversation, too. It was happiness, fun and natural. It felt like waking up from a daydream to be greeted by the rays of the springtime sun. According to the weather report, we can expect a big storm sometime tonight. It's supposed to be a typhoon. Looks like we'll be stuck here for more than one night again. I do not mind in the least. You may stay here as long as you wish. If it would mean seeing my adorable grandchildren's faces more, I would pray for rain every day. Give us a break. We do have our work to get back to. Why don't you leave the island, Father? That way you could see your grandchildren whenever you wanted. True. Living on a remote island may have a sense of majesty, but haven't you had your fill of it? It's too noisy in this city. I prefer a quiet island with no one on it but my family. I like it here. I, too, would prefer to live in isolation and quietness, where no one could bother me, and I would make art all day, but unfortunately, I am not a billionaire eccentric. Then again, is that really such a good thing? But on Rokenjima, if something happens, it will take some time for a doctor to arrive. I agree, at your age, I think you should at least consider moving to Nishi. I am old now. I want to live in peace surrounded only by my family, and I am satisfied. I have this island to make that dream of mine come true. Father. It seems I've gotten all of you down. Ladies and gentlemen, this ends Goda's lunch. Grandchildren, it'll probably be raining constantly starting tomorrow. Now is your last chance to see the clear skies. Why not enjoy the flowers and take a walk on the beach? That sounds good. Okay, everyone, let's go. Ah! I want to see the flowers and walk on the beach! We can collect shells and collect glass, too! Collect glass? That, sounds a bit dangerous. Fragments of glass get washed by the waves and become round, beautiful gems which drift to the shore. Did you forget, Ballard? Remember how we used to pick them up together? Oh, were those glass fragments? I always thought they were just pretty stones. Have you ever seen a glass gem, Angie? No. Then let's go! I'll show you! Let's go! Let's go! But first to see them is to keep them! I'm gonna get them all! In that case, I'm not gonna lose either. Let's see who can find the prettiest, biggest glass gem. Alright! At times like this, why not be a kid? I'm not gonna lose either. Then we'll head down to the beach. Indeed! Take it easy and enjoy your time together, grandchildren. The cousins rose from their seats and noisily left the dining hall. Maria grabbed Angie's hand and dragged her along. However, Angie's expression was vague and absent. The opposite of Maria's full smile. I can't believe we get to hear this song again. I love this song. So let's read. Ushiromiya Ange. Rudolph and Cure's daughter, Balor's younger sister from a different mother. She gets sick easily, but she managed to get better just in time to attend this year's family conference. She's so happy this year, surrounded by her beloved family and relatives. I love her outfit, it's really cute, by the way. It's also kind of Burnt Castle-esque when you think about it. Like the ribbon, little bows here. You can kind of see Burnt Castle's thing. The dark green looks really nice with her outfit, too. Super cute. Nothing here. Interesting. Alright. And let's see. Good night, everyone. Did I want to say something else? I don't remember.